All right, let's get right into it. When you hear cosmic apocalypse, you're probably thinking about exploding planets, right? Alien armadas filling the sky. But what if the biggest threat, the real end of the world, wasn't an army, but an argument? Today, we're going to tear apart an apocalypse that's built not on raw power, but on a terrifyingly logical and twisted philosophy.
And this, right here, this is the whole game. The war for humanity's soul isn't going to be won with punches. It's an ideological cage match. The big bad at the center of it all, this composite entity we'll call the God Machine, it's not trying to blow up the Earth. No, it's trying to prove a point. And its proof is a violent, horrifying, forced evolution for every single person on the planet.
So to even begin to understand what we're up against, you have to start with the ideas. You have to start with the philosophies that are fueling this entire crisis. This is a war of ideas first and last.
Okay, so this whole thing kicks off with two cosmic heavyweights. And look, these are not your run-of-the-mill villains. They represent two completely opposite, totally clashing visions for how the entire universe ought to be run. We're talking two forms of tyranny that absolutely cannot exist in the same space.
So, let's meet our predators, shall we? In one corner, you've got the literal god of absolute crushing order, Darkseid. And in the other corner, the ultimate master of temptation and desire, the devil himself, Mephistopheles.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see just how different their playbooks are. For Darkseid, it's simple. Submission. That's all that matters. He thinks choice is a lie, a weakness that needs to be stamped out. Your only purpose is to kneel. But for Mephistopheles, oh man, forced obedience is just boring. For him, damnation is an art form. It's only a masterpiece if a soul chooses its own destruction.
And you can see their clash right here in these symbols. You've got Darkseid's Omega, it's cold, mathematical, absolute, the end. Then you have Mephistopheles' pentagram. It's intricate, seductive, a trap you walk into yourself. One screams obey, the other whispers desire. Total opposites.
And this quote from Mephistopheles just nails it. Bankers of eternity. That's what they are. They might have different portfolios, but they're in the exact same business, acquiring existence. Darkseid wants to foreclose on free will itself, while Mephistopheles wants to cash in on its corruption.
So what happens when these two cosmic forces, these clashing ideas, don't just destroy each other? What if they fuse? Well, you get something new, a weapon born from their conflict, an entity that combines both of their terrifying goals into one single, horrifyingly efficient apocalypse.
And this right here, this is basically the blueprint for the end of the world. Meet Amazoth, the God Machine. And it's not just one thing, it's this unholy trinity. You've got the vessel, that's the physical weapon. You've got the pilot, that's the consciousness driving it. And you've got the philosophy, that's its twisted operating system.
Let's break that down real quick. The vessel is a nightmare combo of the power-copying Amazo android and a reality-warping virus. The pilot? Well, that's Mephistopheles himself, the ghost in the machine pulling all the strings. And the philosophy? The justification for all this? It's a weaponized, perverted take on Nietzsche, twisted to serve this apocalyptic agenda.
Let's just focus on that vessel for a second. The Amazo android can absorb any superpower it sees. The Amazo virus can rewrite your biology on a genetic level. You slam those two things together, and what you get is a self-replicating, constantly evolving biological weapon. It is literally a self-sustaining engine of change. Absolutely terrifying.
And here is the most critical point. The God Machine doesn't unleash this thing just to kill everybody. I mean, where's the fun in that? No, its purpose is so much more sinister. The virus isn't a plague. It's a test. It's a planetary-scale crucible designed to force evolution, whether we want it or not.
Which brings us to the core argument of this God Machine. You see, it's looked at humanity, and it's diagnosed us with a sickness. And of course, it believes it has the one and only cure.
So what's the sickness? It's this idea of the last man. It's a concept from Nietzsche about what happens when a society just gives up, when it loses the will to strive for anything great. We've become tired, safe, looking for comfort above all else. In the machine's eyes, humanity has traded its potential for glory for a quiet, boring life.
And who's to blame for this comfortable little rut we're in? Well, you're looking at them. The Justice League. From the God Machine's point of view, our heroes are the ultimate enablers of weakness. By always saving the day, they've kept us coddled, dependent. They're not saviors. They're the guardians of stagnation.
So if that's the sickness, what's the cure? Forging the Übermensch, the Overman. The goal isn't to save humanity, it's to burn it down and create a new kind of human from the ashes. Someone who creates their own values, totally unbound by what the machine calls slave morality. You know, that old-fashioned idea that the weak should be protected?
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The brutal, binary outcome of the whole plan. The Amazovirus is the test. It's a baptism by fire. If you fail, you're just a last man. Your weakness is purged from the gene pool. But if you pass, you survive, you master new powers, you become the foundation of this new world. You become the Übermensch. But wait, there is one final layer to this whole mess. We have to pull the camera back one last time to see the true stage, the real reason any of this is even happening.
Get this, the entire thing, Darkseid, Mephistopheles, the God Machine, the War for Earth, it's all just the subject of a bet, a wager, lifted straight from Goethe's Faust between the Lord, the Presence, and Mephistopheles. The apocalypse on Earth, it's just the game board for their bet over the soul of mankind.
And here are the terms. The Lord believes that even at our absolute worst, deep down, human beings have an instinct for what's right. Mephistopheles bets that's not true. He wagers that he can take that striving nature and twist it until we bring about our own damnation. Our entire existence is the prize in their cosmic argument.
So, at the end of the day, we are left with this chilling question. The God Machine has reframed everything. The conflict isn't about whether we can survive. It's about what we're worth. Are we this fragile thing that needs to be protected, like the heroes believe, or are we just raw clay, meant to be broken and burned and reforged into something greater? The answer to that question will define everything.